सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः हरिः ओम्।
Last night in the lecture, we saw Hanumanji's Sattvic Sharanagati, and I understand that you all do Hanuman Chalisa chanting very regularly. So tonight we'll start off with Hanuman Chalisa, since we are going to see the meeting between Bhakta and Bhagavan today. Hanuman Chalisa should begin. Kirtan, the Rama Bhajans, the very first one. Shri Ram Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Janaki Jeevan Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Janaki Jeevan Ram. पतित पावन राम हरे जय, राघव सुंदर पतित पावन राम हरे जय, राघव सुंदर राम हरे जय, मारुति सेवित राम हरे जय, मारुति सेवित जय जय राम, जय रघुराम, जानकी जीवन राम. जय जय राम, जय रघुराम, जानकी जीवन राम. Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Janaki Jeevan Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Janaki Jeevan Janaki Jeevan Janaki Jeevan सियावर रामचंद्र की जय.
We chant the Mangalacharanam of Shri Rāmacaritamānasa. Varnānām arthasanghanām. Just the we do Yanmaya. Sorry. Yanmaya vash
ब्रह्मादिदेवासुरा यत्सत्त्वात् अमृषैव भाति सकलं रज्जौ यथा हीर्भ्रमः यत्पादप्लवमेकमेव हि भवां बोधे स्थितिर्षावताम् वन्देऽहं तमशेषकारणपरम् रामाख्यमीशं हरिम् सियावर रामचंद्र की जय।
So over the past 3 nights, we have been looking at few topics across Shri Rāmacaritamānasa. On the first night, we looked at the purpose of human birth. Bhagavan has blessed us with 3 wonderful gifts in the form of human birth, his anugraha, his grace, and guru. With these 3 gifts, we should spend our lives in satsang. Bhagavan says, without satsang, we will not have a right perspective, a right vision. We will not have viveka. With satsang, viveka becomes available, and all other virtues as well become accessible. They express through us. There are other results of satsang which we explored: joy, mangalyam, auspiciousness, fame, name, goodness, prosperity, all the virtues expressed in Bhagavad Gita chapter 13, amanitvam, etc. But for satsang, Rama Kripa is a prerequisite. To gain access to Santa Mahatmas, to be in their company, we need the grace of God. So how do we earn that grace of God? Through our own self-effort, purushartha, so that we show our commitment and our sincerity, and through sharanagati, surrendering at the feet of Bhagavan. So last night's topic was an exploration of this concept of sharanagati. Seeking refuge at the feet of Bhagavan or at the feet of Guru. That sharanagati, surrendering, must always be dedicated to a higher altar, never to something which is lower. Otherwise, I become dependent on it, I become addicted to it, I become enslaved by it. And that altar should always have the ability to uplift us, to help us grow and develop and evolve. Then we saw that everything within this creation, we can look at it through the lens of the 3 gunas, sattva, rajas, and tamas. So then we explored sharanagati through these 3 lenses: sattvic sharanagati, rajasic sharanagati, and tamasic sharanagati. We said that Hanumanji is the prime example, and Vibhishanaji, both of them, are prime examples of sattvic sharanagati. Why? Because what they are surrendering is the ego itself. they approach Bhagavan without any selfish motives. They are not seeking, they are not approaching Bhagavan to gain something, to satisfy some desire. They surrender to Bhagavan with the intention of loving God, serving God, worshipping God, pleasing God. And so the ego itself is offered at the feet of God. In Rajasic Sharanagati, the Bhakta, remember he is a Bhakta. In Rajasic Sharanagati, the Bhakta has some desire in his heart. And he knows that this Ishvara is Sarvagnya, Sarvashakti, so he can grant me that which I desire. He has that ability. So I approach the altar of Bhagavan with that desire in my heart. In the case of Sugriva. So Sugriva desired protection from Vali and kingdom. Then we saw that eventually when he gained the kingdom, he also forgot about Bhagavan because he became absorbed in enjoying the pleasures of the palace. And also, so our third reason now, he had to be convinced that this is Ishvara. Whereas in the case of Hanumanji and Vibhishana, they recognized that this is Ishvara for themselves. They did not have to be told or convinced. And then third category of Sharanagati we saw was Tamasic Sharanagati. Of course, Sugriva's second Sharanagati became Sattvic, as we saw last night. So the third category of Sharanagati was Tamasic, and that was exemplified by Samudra Devata. Surrendering out of fear of destruction. That if I do not surrender, Bhagavan will destroy me. Only at that point, Samudra Devata, he surrenders. Now, we'll see tonight that having surrendered in a sattvic way, having surrendered the ego itself, having offered the ego itself, that the result of that is Ananya Bhakti. Ananya Bhakti means exclusive devotion. So last night I introduced the topic slightly. I said that the word Ananya. Anya means other. Ananya means no other. So having devotion, love, reverence for Bhagavan and no other is called Ananya Bhakti or exclusive devotion. I have no other, I am dependent on no one else apart from Bhagavan. That is Ananya Bhakti. In chapter 9 of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan says, Ananyash chintayanto ma. Think of me exclusively. Do chintanam on me of me exclusively. Means I am the only thing that should be occupying your thoughts, should be underlying your thoughts. Those are all expressions of Ananya Bhakti. Having exclusive dependence, thinking exclusively about Bhagavan, those are all expressions of Ananya Bhakti. So now we will see how Hanumanji, in this katha, the glorious meeting between Bhakta and Bhagavan, and how that Bhakta surrenders his very ego at the feet of God, and he is blessed with that Ananya Bhakti. So just to introduce the topic, this katha is taken from Kiṣkindakāṇḍa, and Bhagwan Rāmacandra and Lakshmanji, they are in search of Janaki Devi. They have left the ashram of Shabari Devi. She directs them to Rishyamukha Parvat, where Sugriva is residing. From his throne, he is seeing these two warriors approaching. And thinking they were sent by Vali, he sends Hanumanji to inquire who they are, so that if they are enemies, he can very easily run away and escape. So he instructs Hanumanji, who is his minister, to find out who they are. Now, assuming the form of a Brahmana, Hanumanji now approaches the two divine brothers and he asks thus.
Ram Shri Ram, Shri Ram Jaya Jaya Ram, Shri Ram Jaya Jaya Ram.
How to do this sattvic sharanagati, how to offer the ego itself. So we're going to, in this katha, in seeing the meeting between Bhagavan and Bhakta, we'll see how Hanumanji manages to surrender the ego. What is necessary for us to surrender the ego? So here from these chaupas, we see an incredible level of discernment on the part of Hanumanji. So firstly, he said he notices several things, okay? Firstly, he notices, he says, Ko tumha, who are you? Syamala and Gaura. One of these two brothers is dark in color, dark in complexion, the other is fair. So first he is noticing their physical appearance, right? They are dressed in the barks of trees because they are living in forest. So they are dressed in barks of trees and they have matted hair on as their hairstyle, and they are looking like renunciates. They are looking like sannyasin only. But then Hanumanji also notices that they are very well built. Muscles are there, toned body is there. So there is this conflicting pramana, conflicting authority. That on the one hand you look like renunciate, but on the other hand your well-built body is looking like a kshatriya, a warrior. Now this pramana, this means of knowledge, which is telling him that they are kshatriyas, it is stronger than their matted hair and the dress. So then he asks, he comments actually, Sharira Sarira Chhatri Rupa Phirahu Banabira. Even though you are having this dress and hairstyle, but your body is looking like Kshatriya because it is well built. So therefore, I know you don't belong in this forest. Why are you here? For what purpose are you roaming about? This is the first thing he notices. The second thing he notices is Bhagwan's feet. He says, Kathena Bhumi. This Bhumi, this earth, it is so rough, it is hard, it is harsh. But your feet is Komala, very soft and delicate and tender. That you are, based on the delicateness or softness, tenderness of your feet, you clearly didn't grow up in the forest. You are unaccustomed to forest life, to the harshness of forest life. Hey Swami, dear masters, Kavana hetu bicharahu bana. Where are you going in this forest? What is your destination? So in the same way, yesterday when Vibhishana was going to do Sharanagati, the thought that kept on occupying his mind was the feet of Bhagwan. That I am going to see that feet of Bhagwan, which is installed in Bhagwan Shiva's heart, like two lotuses, which is installed in the mind of Janaki Devi, like that, he's thinking. So his mind is constantly on the feet of Bhagwan while he is going to him for Sharanagati. Here too we see Hanumanji's attention goes on the feet of Bhagwan. We also have that bhava. We have that bhava for our parents, our gurus, and Bhagavan. That here I can seek refuge. Here is a place of shelter for me. It is a place of comfort, of solace. I feel protected. I feel cared for, and therefore I do namaskar here. Now the third observation comes from Chaupai 5. We'll not sing this part, okay? We'll just read it. So the third observation, he is looking at their bodies now. He said, Gata, your bodies are mridula. It is very tender, very delicate, very soft. It is manohara, captivating, beautiful, enchanting. It is sundar, very supple and beautiful. But you are enduring the scorching heat of the sun in this forest. You are enduring this unbearable forest heat, the sun rays, atapa, vata. So the heat of the sun as well as the wind and other elements as well. That you have exposed your delicate body to the harshness of forest life. And so therefore, you must be here for some purpose which is very grave or serious. What is that purpose? This is the third observation. Fourth observation. Ki tumha tini deva mahakohu. Are you one of the holy trinities? Are you either Brahma, Vishnu or Mahesha? Or Nara Narayana ki tumha dohu? Or are you Nara and Narayana? You are clearly not human, is what he's trying to say. We'll explore what all of this means, okay? Let's see the fifth observation now. This is one doha.
जग कारण तारण भव भंजन धरनी भार की तुम अखिल भुवन पति मनुज अवतार श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम 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 सियावर रामचंद्र की जय.
So now the fifth observation. Ki tumha akila bhuvanapati. Are you the Lord, the Master of the entire universe, who has taken incarnation as human being? Linha Manuja Avatar. Means, are you Ishvara himself? Are you Bhagavan himself? Who is Jagakarana, the cause or the creator of the universe? And who is Tarana, the savior of all beings? Who is Bhava Bhanjana? You are the destroyer of samsara. Dharani Bhara, and you remove the burden of the earth by removing all rakshasas, all adharma. Are you this Ishvara? So 5 different observations are made. First, his focus went on the physical appearance of Bhagavan. Second, he noticed the well-built structure of their bodies. And so he noticed that these 2 pramanas, the means of knowledge, they are contradicting. So therefore, you are not ascetic, you must be Kshatriya. And if you are Kshatriya in a forest, then something is off. something is not right. You are not where you belong. You are not who you appear to be. Therefore, are you devatas constituting the Holy Trinity? Or are you devatas Nara and Narayana? But then, devatas, they are not really interested in coming to earth unless Bhagavan has taken avatar. They have their bhogas in Swarga, right? They will only have human birth, they will only come down here if Bhagavan has taken avatar. I want to see that God. So therefore, are you that Ishvara who has taken human birth? That is how he comes to this conclusion, this realization that Rama is Ishvara. Then Bhagavan replies, we'll not say, we'll just explain. That we are Kosalesa Dasaratha ke Jai. We are the sons of Dasharat Maharaj. Hama Pitu Bachana Mani Bana Ai. That on his words, on his instructions, we both have come here to the forest. Nama Rama Lakshmana Do Bhai. We are two brothers by the name of Rama and Lakshmana. Sanganari, we were accompanied by one lady. She is Sukumari, she is very delicate. And Suhai, she is very beautiful, very charming. But Iha Hari Nisichara Vaidehi, she was known as Vaidehi, the daughter of Videha. So she is Janaki Devi. But she was taken away from us by the Nisichara, the demon, the Rakshasa Ravana. Vipra, O Brahmana, remember he is in Brahmana form. O Brahmana, Hama Pherahi Ko Jada Tehi. We are wandering in this forest, searching for her, looking for her. So of the 5 observations made by Hanumanji, Bhagavan confirms 3. He says, yes, we are Kshatriyas because we are the sons of that king. We are accustomed to palace life, not forest life. And therefore we have very delicate, very supple limbs. That why are we here in this forest? It is because we are under the instruction of our father, and now we are searching for this Janaki Devi. But he never confirmed that they are devatas, nor does he confirm that he is Ishvara. Then he says, Bhagavan says, Āpanacaritakāṇḍa hama gai. We have now disclosed our identity. We have made our introductions. We have shared who we are. Now, kahahu Vipra nija katha bhujai. O Vipra, O Brahmana, in elaborate terms, in detail, you tell me who you are. Very briefly, he only gave his introduction, Bhagavan gave. But now you tell me elaborately who you are. And tell me extensively who you are, because I know this is not who you are. Because Hanumanji is still in his Brahmana form. Like that, when we approach Bhagavan, we try to go in some disguise. We try to pretend that some sattva is there, some purity is there. Or maybe it is more of a hope than a pretend. But some disguise we go with. Thinking that, forgetting that Bhagavan is Sarvajña. He says, I know who you are, but tell me what of this disguise. Explain to me in detail why you have taken up this disguise. Why do you think you need to hide from me? I know who you are. because Bhagavan, I have not been the very best of devotees. That is why I am hiding behind this disguise. One bhajan is there, I'm sure you know it, Maili Chadan. That bhajan it is saying that how can I come before you with a dirty shawl? Dirty shawl means dirty mind. That I have wasted away my life. Never did I use my legs to walk to your mandir. You granted me this cuckoo-like voice. I did not use it to sing your praise. Now how can I, at the end of life, how can I approach myself? How can I face you? So even though Bhagavan's response does not indicate that he is Ishvara, yet this Hanumanji has already recognized that this is his Prabhu. So now we sing.
प्रभु पहचानी परे उगरी चरना सो सुख उमा जाय नहीं बरना पुलकित तन मुख आवन बचना देखत रुचिर वेश करे रचना श्री राम जय जय राम 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 सियावर रामचंद्र की जय
Prabhu Pehchani. Hanumanji recognizes this is Ishvara, this is his Prabhu. So Bhagavan never said who he was, he never says I am Ishvara. So how does Hanumanji recognize that this is Bhagavan? If you see in Rama Avatara and Krishna Avatara, the Pandavas knew Bhagavan Krishna is Ishvara. Vibhishana Hanumanji knew that Bhagavan Rama is Ishvara. But the Kauravas never had that understanding. Ravana never had that understanding. In spite of being told, this is Bhagavan. Why? Because tamas was pradhana. Tamas was predominant. It was overpowering their mind, overpowering their intellect. So that tamas means knowledge will not take place, understanding will not take place, clarity will not be there. So therefore, even though part of Mahabharata, Bhagavan shows the Kauravas in the court his Vishwarupa, and still they did not have that recognition. Vibhishana is telling Ravana, Hanumanji is telling Ravana, Mandodari tells, other saints are telling to Ravana, look, this is Ishvara. Don't play around, don't mess around. But because tamas is predominant, they are unable to have that understanding. So how would they, Vibhishana, Hanumanji, Pandavas, how were they able to have that understanding, that recognition, this is Ishvara, in spite of not being told? It is because Sattva was Pradhan. Where there is Sattva, knowledge takes place. Clarity is there, understanding, wisdom, and a recognition that this is Ishvara. The ability to recognize Bhagavan in the world is because of that Sattva. You know, in chapter 11 of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Shri Krishna, he wants to show, because Arjuna asks, he wants to show the Vishwarupa to Arjuna. So he says, I will show you, but you cannot see with your regular eyes. I need to grant you Divya Drishti, divine vision. Then only you will be able to see that cosmic form. What is that Divya Drishti? That Divya Drishti is that Sattva. Sattva has to be high in order for us to be able to recognize. In that portion of Bhagavad Gita, it is explained that Divya Drishti means that the ego is so low, ahankara is so reduced, that the concepts of aham and mama are so low, then only I will be able to see that form of Bhagavan. Why? My focus has to shift from vyashti, the individual, to samashti, the totality. Shifting focus from individuality to totality means ahankara has reduced. Means that you don't have focus on aham and mama. That is the meaning of Divya Drishti. That focus has shifted from individuality to totality, from vyashti to samashti. That is possible through sattva, through divya drishti, through reduction of ahankara. So then the next question will be how to cultivate that. So all of our sadhanas that are presented in Hinduism in the form of karma yoga, bhakti yoga, that is what they are meant for. When we engage in an action as an offering to Bhagavan, our attention has shifted from the action, from me, the doer of the action, from the result of the action to Bhagavan. When we engage in any form of bhakti yoga, you are constantly dwelling on Bhagavan. So say for example, you are performing some puja, right? You have to sit there for a couple hours and engage in the worship, do all of the offerings. At that time, your legs might be cramping or your back might be hurting, but your mind cannot be there. Your mind has to be on making the offering to Bhagavan. When you are doing japa, you are constantly repeating the name of Bhagavan. Mind is trying to remain on the name of God. So that mental shift is taking place through bhakti yoga. This is how we shift from vyashti to samashti, from individuality to totality. That is how we have Divya Drishti. Now there also, where that Vishwarupa is, where that Divya Drishti is given, you see, because we may not be blessed with that particular Divya Drishti, right, to see that cosmic form of Bhagavan in that way. But we are blessed with that Vishwarupa, we just are unable to see it right now. You know that chaupai I keep quoting for the last 4 days, Siya Rama Mai Saba Jagajani? That is Divya Drishti. If I can have that understanding that Bhagavan pervades the universe as its cause, then naturally the effect is an expression of Bhagavan alone. If I am able to focus on that when I interact with the world, then that is Divya Drishti only. That is the cosmic form that I am seeing. That is Vishwarupa Darshana. So it is not seeing this particular form of Bhagavan that constitutes Vishwarupa Darshana. Seeing the divinity in this world as it is, that is Vishwarupa Darshana. And for that we develop that sattva. Pareyo Gahi Charana. So, having recognized that this is his Prabhu, now Hanumanji falls to the ground and he embraces the feet of Bhagavan. He does namaskar. He clasps the feet of Bhagavan. Now, this is the first time Hanumanji does namaskar to Bhagavan Ramachandraji. But remember, he is still in his Brahmana form. He is still in disguise. Meaning, even though he is surrendering here, he is still holding on to the disguise. He is still holding on to the lower self. He is still holding on to the ego a little bit at this point. A little slight hesitation is there because to give up the ego is a very difficult thing. But if Hanumanji were able to drop the ego right then and there, then we would not be able to relate to him. Because our question is, how can I drop the ego like Hanumanji? So we also are having this struggle of surrendering that ego. Otherwise he would have been on a pedestal which we could not attain. So therefore, slight hesitation has to be there, so we might feel like we can also achieve. Very soon he is going to drop the disguise. Very soon he is going to drop the ego. Now remember, Hanumanji is an incarnation of Bhagavan Shiva, and Bhagavan Shiva is relaying this katha to Parvati Devi. So now he is telling to Parvati Devi his first-hand experience. He said, So Sukha Uma Jai Nahi Varna. He says, O Uma Devi, that Sukham, that joy which I experienced, it was indescribable. No words can express. In the same way, when we meet our Acharya, no words can express that joy. You have to have met your Acharya to be able to understand the way I feel. Like that. But we cannot express the depth of love and appreciation that we have, the joy that we have on meeting that one who is my Guru. Dekhata ruchira beshakai rachana. Hanumanji's eyes, it roamed all over their body, all over their dress, as though drinking in their appearance with his eyes. And Pulakitatana, he got goosebumps, his hair stood on end. And Mukha Avana Bachana, he became speechless. I can't speak, I can only feel. Then he says, Pune dhiraju dhari astuti kinhi. He composes himself and he does stuti, he does praise, glories of Bhagavan. Harsha hridaya nija nathahi chini. His heart was full of joy, full of love, now that he found his Prabhu, his Natha. Mor nyau mein poochha sai. O Bhagavan, that I asked who you are, that is understandable, that is expected. Because I am dulwitted jiva. I am tava maya basaphirahu bhulana. This is another line. I am under the spell of Maya. Tate main nahi Prabhu pehchana. And for this reason I am unable to recognize you. I am mandamati, dull-witted, mohabasa, deluded, kutila hridaya. I have wicked heart. Hanumanji is saying he has wicked heart. Ajnana, ignorant. But Bhagavan, tumha puchahu kasa nara ki nai. How is it you are asking me who I am? That I didn't know who you are is understandable because I am under your Maya. But why are you asking who I am? How is it you are not able to recognize me? You are Prabhu, you are Lord and Master, you are Dina Bandhu, you are the friend of the downtrodden, you are Bhagavan, you are the Almighty Lord. How is it you don't know who I am? Bhagavan says, it is not that I don't know who you are. You are in disguise. I want you to drop it. I don't want to see that disguise. He continues by saying, Jadapi natha bahu avaguna more, that I have countless avagunas. Avagunas means faults and deficiencies. That I may forget you sometimes because of my faults. Natha jiva tava maya moha. I am under your maya only. But you should not forget who I am. Only you are able to liberate us. So nistarai tumhare choha. Out of grace, out of compassion, out of favor, out of love, you are the one who has to liberate us. Now Hanumanji says, Ta paramai raghubira dohai. Janau nahi kachu bhajana upai. That I do not know of any way to worship you. I don't know any means of bhajana, of worship, of singing your praise, of glorifying you. I don't know how to please you. That also you need to show me. That level of dependency the jiva has on Bhagavan. That even the form of worship to please Bhagavan, even that I don't know. The means to seek you, the means to gain liberation, even that I don't know. You have to help me. And because you are Karuna Nidhana, because you are compassionate, you will. So then he gives example, the same way the servant is dependent on the master, the same way the child is dependent on the mother, neither can survive without the master or the mother. In order for them to live anxiety-free, they have this dependence on master and mother. So too, the jiva has dependency on Bhagavan to provide what we need for liberation. Now, Chaupai 3. Hanumanji finally drops the disguise.
असकहि परयु चरण अकुलाइ निज तनु प्रगटि प्रीति उर छाई तब रघुपति उठाई उर लावा निज लोचन जल सिंचु निज लोचन जल सींचि जुड़ावा श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्याम रामचंद्र की जय।
Asakahi Parayu Charana Akulai. Hanumanji, he fell at the feet of Bhagavan, becoming very emotional, full of love and reverence, overwhelmed, overflowing with love. Now this is the second namaskar that Hanumanji does, but this time he drops the disguise and he does namaskara in his original form, in his own form. Nija tanu pragati priti ura chai. He was overwhelmed with love and he manifested his original Vanara form. Means he drops the disguise. He offers the ego. He reveals his true identity to Bhagavan, which Bhagavan already knew. So now this is the Sattvic Sharanagati, where the ego itself is being offered at the feet of Bhagavan. Now, we also want to do that. We want to have Sattvic Sharanagati. We don't want to have desires in our heart in front of Bhagavan. We don't want to have to fear Bhagavan. We want to just love Bhagavan, please Bhagavan, worship Bhagavan. So we also want to do Sattvic Sharanagati by offering the ego. But how can we offer the ego? What is the means to do that? So first, the hold over that ego has to be weakened. How? Through these kind of satsangs, listening to the kathas of Bhagavan, listening to the philosophical teachings, we learn that Ishvara is Amshi. He is the whole. He is the total. And Jiva is the Amsha, is the part. So Jiva is the part of the totality, which is Ishvara. Means we do not have independent existence like we thought. We don't have control in the way that we think we do. In Ramayana, it comes up, Ishvara Jiva Amsa Avinashi. That this Jiva is part of that totality which is Ishvara. It comes up in Bhagavad Gita too. Mamai Vamsho Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. We chant this in chapter 15. This kind of understanding comes only through satsang, listening to the teachings of our scriptures. understanding that I am not an independent entity, I need something else for my support. Something else is the substratum. That something else is Bhagavan. With this understanding, the ego becomes, or the hold over the ego becomes a little bit weaker. Next, actually all of these points, you see those last few chaupas that we looked at just now, it came from right there. How Hanumanji's ego was weakening. So the second one is acknowledging our limitations. So he says, Bahu ava guna more. I have many faults. Janau nahi kachu bhanjana upai. I don't know how to engage in your worship. These are my limitations as a jiva. Means something is missing. But you are Bhagavan and you are infinite. So if something is missing in me, then I come to you for that completion. Third method of weakening the ego. Serve others. In this same katha, after Hanumanji does namaskar, he is going to take them to the mountain where Sugriva is. But you know that photo is there, right? Hanumanji puts Bhagavan Ramachandraji on one shoulder and he puts Lakshmanji on the other shoulder. Means my work as a dasa, my work as a servant is not only to serve Bhagavan, I also serve the bhaktas of Bhagavan. Equally. See, Lakshmanji was there for that purpose only. Remember, he just got married and by the next day they all had to leave. And he made that vow of serving Bhagavan and Janaki Devi for 14 years. Lakshmanji never slept for 14 years. So that he can serve. That is his role there. He is also dasa. Hanumanji is also dasa. Hanumanji is serving Lakshmanji. That is humility. You see it in centers such as ours, organizations such as ours. We all rush to serve the Guru. We all rush to serve the Acharya. Do you rush to serve the Sevaks? If you do, then you are Hanumanji only. If you want to get that Satvik Sharanagati, then you should. So serving the bhaktas of Bhagavan also. And then we saw that he goes and he looks for the Sanjeevani herb and whatnot. All of that is serving Bhagavan's bhaktas. Again it is Lakshmanji, but there are other times when Hanumanji serves everybody. By serving others, our minds become, it shifts its focus from ourselves, our desires, to the needs of others. We become selfless. That selflessness is a reduction of the ego. That is how we weaken or dissolve the ego. Fourth, recognizing the helplessness as a jiva, recognizing the level of dependency on Bhagavan. So when he gave the examples of servant is dependent on master, child is dependent on mother, so too jiva is dependent on Bhagavan. If I have to remain free from anxiety and stress, I can only manage that if I let go and let Bhagavan take care. Child has absolutely no stress, right? They are carefree. Servant also is carefree because he doesn't own anything. Why are they carefree? Because master is going to provide for me, mother is going to provide for me, I don't need to do anything. Like that, Bhagavan is going to take care of me. All I need to do is worship. All I need to do is surrender. All I need to do is show my love and devotion. All I need to do is do my sadhana, worry-free, anxiety-free, stress-free, because Bhagavan will take care of everything else. Look at the lives of sannyasins. They have given up everything in the world, even access to food. They don't earn money, right? So they have given up even access to food, which is the most basic thing that we need. On what strength can they do that? Yoga Kshema Aham Vahami. Bhagavan says, I will take care of what you need. You use your time to seek me, to know me, to gain knowledge and gain liberation. Everything else I will provide. What we need, Bhagavan will provide. If it is not provided, we don't need it. The day food does not come, that day we fast. That day I do sadhana. That fasting becomes offering to Bhagavan. And fifth way of weakening the ego, cultivating love, reverence, and devotion to Bhagavan. So when he says, when Goswami Tulsidashi writes, that Hanumanji's heart was full and overflowing with love for Bhagavan. So much bhakti was there. Now, this type of Sharanagati, Sattvic Sharanagati, it is a continuous journey. It is a long journey, one that requires patience and persistence. So be patient with yourselves, but keep on working. Keep on weakening the ego. Now, Tava Raghupati Uthai Uralava. Bhagavan, he lifts him up and holds him to his chest. Nijalochana Jala Sichi Judava. And he bathes Hanumanji in his own tears. How Bhagavan's heart melts is really true. our bhakti. Our love, our devotion for Bhagavan makes his heart melt. When we decide, I am surrendering. When we decide, I want Bhagavan and no other. That is what makes Bhagavan's heart melt. So he says, Sunu kapi jiya manasi jani una. O Hanumanji, do not be depressed at heart. You have said that you have so many avagunas and so on. Don't let that be, don't let it bring you down. Tai mama priya lachhi manate duna. You are twice as dear to me as Lakshman. Lakshman, who was there to serve Bhagavan for 14 years without sleep, you are twice as dear to me as that Lakshman. And Lakshmanji is standing right there listening to all of that. But he doesn't have any kind of jealousy in his heart either, because he has understood this is Parama Bhakta. Because Hanumanji serves both of them, both Bhagavan and Lakshmanji, therefore I love you twice as much. Samadarasi mohikah sabaku. Everyone says I have samadarshana with all beings. I look upon all beings with equanimity. But sevaka priya ananya gati so. The sevak, the dasa, the bhakta who does ananya gati, who seeks me and none other, who is dependent on me and no one else, that bhakta is very dear to my heart. So this Ananya Gati is that Sharana Gati. And that Sharana Gati means I have exclusive dependence on Bhagavan, will ultimately lead to Ananya Bhakti. Exclusive devotion. Then Bhagavan says in the final duha, number 3, So ananya jaake asi, mati na tarai Hanumanta. Main sevak sacharacha, Basami Bhagavan. Shri Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. Shri Ram Jaya 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 Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. Syavar Ramachandra ki jai. So now again this concept of Ananya Bhakti comes up. Hey Hanumanta, O Hanumanji, so Ananya, he who is exclusively devoted to me, he who has Ananya Bhakti, he who has unconditional love, Jake asi matina tarai. His thoughts do not stray from me. His thoughts are always on me, contemplating on me, dwelling on me. That sorry, not dwelling on me, but dwelling on this. He has this conviction that my sevak, I am servant of Sacharachara, of the entire universe, which is made up of the animate and inanimate, living beings and inert objects. Rupa Swami Bhagavanta, because this entire universe of animate and inanimate is the very form of my Bhagavan, who is my master, who is my Prabhu, who is my Natha. So this doha is emphasizing that Ananya Bhakti. It is emphasizing exclusive devotion, unwavering devotion to the feet of Bhagavan. And how does that Ananya Bhakti express a willingness, a readiness to serve the entire universe as my Bhagavan? I'm not only serving Bhagavan's form, I am serving the entire universe as an expression of God. So that whatever is needed of me, I am ready to do it. In seva, as an offering. In Jnanasara, one shloka comes, one half of the shloka says, Devasya kavyam jagat etaratatam pashyam sada karma karoti sadhaka. The sadhaka, the seeker, he has this understanding that this entire jagat is the poetry of my Bhagavan, of Ishvara. And with that understanding, karma karoti, sada karma karoti. He is ready to engage in any action that is required of him, in service, in seva. So that Ananya Bhakti, Bhakti Yoga and Karma Yoga are very intricately intertwined. They are not separate from each other. When we are offering actions, we offer it to a particular altar. That altar I need to have love for, otherwise I will not offer it. So Bhakti Yoga and Karma Yoga both are intertwined. Bhakti Yoga and Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga are also intertwined. That the more I love is the more I want to know. And the more I know about that Bhagavan, the more I love that Bhagavan. Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga are intricately intertwined in this way. And so Hanumanji, he says, if I see myself as the body, hey Bhagavan, I am your dasa, I am your servant. If I see myself as jiva, then you are the whole and I am the part. I am a part of you. And if I see myself, if I know myself as Atma, then you and I are one. We are not different. Hanumanji is Karma Yogin, Bhakti Yogin, and Jnani. And therefore, he becomes our ideal. That wherever I am on my path, on my journey, I can use Hanumanji as the model, as the mold, and I can do my sadhana. Siyamar Rāmacandra ki jai, Pavan Sutta Hanuman ki jai. We'll just do one simple kirtan and then I'll hand over. This kirtan has everybody in it, so we'll do this one only. It is the fourth, I think, on that page. Yeah, fourth, on the first page.
राम राम सीता राम रामचंद्र पाहि मां राम कृष्ण गोविंद हरे पाहि मां राम कृष्ण गोविंद हरे पाहि मां राम राम सीता राम
we engage in closing mantra. Om